Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So I'm using the Kaisercraft Breathe collection this week. So it's something a bit different. I haven't done one using a scrapbook collection for ages, so I really wanted to try this one. So if you want to see how this one all came together, then just keep watching. Alright, so I am a little intimidated at the moment. I adore this collection. You guys have seen me play with it, or not play with it, but you've seen me show it off already in my video the other week. But for some strange reason, and I don't know why, I'm really scared to use this. I no idea why. So, what I'm going to start off with is kind of some washy bits and pieces because I really want to use certain parts of the collection. So I'm kind of hoping once I've got it all on, it'll work. I have no idea. So the parts that I know I do want to use, a lot of them are actually coming off this sticker sheet. So I want to use this beautiful light blue with the flowers. I want to use that all along the top. And then I want to use I think this really basic pink all along the bottom. And then I'm going to put some stickers sort of running up the side. That's the basic kind of work of it. And then I want to use this to make a big sort of pocket. And I need to send a gigantic thank you to all the fabulous girls who were at So Lame last week for giving me some ideas here because I was really drawing a blank. So to start off with, I'm going to place these two bits of paper together, as I was going to call it. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of washi tape just to hold these together. Whoops, oh well. This is why this washi tape has become what I like to call fixing washi tape, because it's at the point that it's kind of on the way out. So I'm grabbing this. I'm going to flip this up this way. I'm going to stick this down. Now it may... Oh, this is just making me really nervous. Okay, before I do that, I need to white out, apparently, the Friday and probably the Monday, just to be on the safe side. Just because it looks like it's going to head down that far, and then I'll just fix it up again with the date cover once I get to that. Why am I so nervous to use this collection? I'm never this nervous. Something's wrong. I think it's a little bit like when I use Planners Anonymous. I'm scared that I'm going to mess it up and then I won't have any more to be able to do it again. I think that's where the fear is coming from. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out. That's stuck down, so we're going to cut this straight down the middle. Maybe this is where the fear is coming from. I think I overdid that. Righto, let's see if we can peel this up gently. See, this is why I'm scared. We might have to cut this in half and do it that way, which I don't usually like doing, but might be easier. Alright, so to do that, I'm just going to put this down on my table just for a second and just measure out where the halfway point is so I can cut it there and then we can work from there. Right. Alright, take two on the paper. So because of this, I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to work from the middle out. And I'm going to get it straight on here, and if I have to sort of adjust the edges, I will. Okay, that's good. Feels better already. Now when I was dropping my pencil before, I made a bit of a pencil mark here, so I'm just hoping I can rub this off and it's not going to damage the colours. Looks okay for now. Alright, now I'm going to put this plain pink one on the bottom. I'm going to do the exact same thing and measure this out and cut it in half. That seems to be the much simpler way to do this. Actually, do you know what is the most simple way to do this? Oh, actually, no, it doesn't matter. I was going to say I'll sort of stick it down on one side, cut it off, and then do it the other way, but I think this way works just as well. So exactly the same thing. I'm going to leave this up a little higher, so I'm going to put that right on the this little line part that I've got at the bottom of the page and leave the slight bit of white at the bottom. The only thing I ever find a downside of using scrapbook paper is just that little bit thicker. So it sort of feels really lumpy on your page, but I think they always look really pretty. So the whole reason I'm using a scrapbook kit or a scrapbook collection this week, so in case you don't know, I'm going to Picture, which is what this is, I'm going to Picture to Page at Pakenham on Sunday. Picture to Page is a scrapbooking mixed media craft show that does do a bit of a tour around Victoria, and this is the first time I've managed to be able to go to one. So I am going as a bit of a guest of Denise from Lusious Labels, but I'm going to be hanging out in Planner Alley, which is something new. I'm going to be hanging out there all day, so if you want to come and hang out with me, that would be fantastic. While I'm just chatting along here, I'm just going to grab these. There's actually days of the week stickers in here, but I think I want to go a little bit further and do something a bit different. I'm actually going to white out all of the days. I want to use these stickers. I think they will look really cool. And I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to put them down on the page. So the reason I wanted to use the scrapbook kit is because I am going to Picture Page, and I wanted to be able to show the people there who probably aren't planners, they're probably more scrapbookers, sort of how you can use scrapbook stuff to put in your planner. So that was sort of what I was thinking with using this kit and why I wanted to use it this week. Alright, I'm going to try it and see how this works. So I'm going to do Tuesday because that's the day that I'm worried about covering. So I'm just going to do the, it's not going to, I'm going to have to put something down first. So what do I put down? Okay. I don't want to put this down because the blue's then going to sort of run into that blue. So it needs to be something a bit more plain. Alright, I'm going to use this bit of paper. I'm going to cut this into strips. So however tall the letters are, which they're about 1.2. So I'm going to cut this into strips of 1.5. I'm just going to make sure I'm cutting this. I want the stripes to go that way. So if I want the stripes to go that way, I need to go that way. So I'm just going to cut a 1.5, 1.5, and mark it at 3 as well. Get my trimmer in. I'll know very quickly if this is going to work or not because I'll put it down on the page and it'll be like, yeah, no, that's not good. So I've cut 2, I've marked 2 so that I save myself having to come back and do it later. That goes like that. And I'm just going to put the Tuesday out. So each one will be slightly different because the colour sort of combos will be slightly different. And because this comes with numbers as well, I'm going to use these numbers as opposed to, actually, no, I'm going to use these ones. I'm going to use the numbers in the sticker book to kind of juxtapose, I guess, with the darkness of, and I think that'll work. So I'm just going to cut, maybe I'll turn them into little flags. I'm going to measure these out so that they're all exactly the same length, which means I might have to cut some more now because I think this one might be a bit short. So I'm going to cut them so they're all the same length and then go ahead and sort of match all these up, and then I can go and stick them in my planner. I've got all of my stickers on. The downside is these either aren't straight or aren't straight. So I can turn them into flags, but the Wednesday is a little too long for that. So what I'm going to do is just basically go through and just make sure that they're straight, that the edge is straight. It's just going to bug the living crap out of me if it's not. And because these are stripes, it kind of, I'm just going to fix the ones that I can tell aren't straight. The ones that aren't, I think I can live with. The rest of them are okay. It was just Monday. Alright, so like I said, not going to turn them into flags. So I'm just going to stick them down. Grabbing the glue tape. And I'm just going to stick them in their normal spots. That way I don't need to, first of all, move them anywhere. As in, I don't need to wipe them out and then cover them up with something else. Plus, I kind of think they look really cool in that big chunk. So I think it'll look really cool. I'm not going too over the top with glue because I don't really need to. It'll sit quite nicely just there. And I'm just hoping that when they're all down, the pattern kind of doesn't overpower anything. Because like I said, I still want to put a little pocket over here. The other thing I'm going to do is right at the top, I'm going to put that right up against the top. So that way it covers that spot that I did put white out for the first one. You are going to need tweezers. If you're going to recreate these these days of the weeks, you are going to need tweezers. Because especially the eye in Friday, that was just a pain. Just an absolute pain. Because the eye is so small. Which is a good thing. Like it's good that it is, but yeah, it's really small. So I'm just lining these up with the edges of the lines. I always find it easier that way if you're going to do it, and that way at least it's going to look at least a little bit straight. I am also going to cover the bit where it says bits and pieces, and I'll either put to do or something else. I'll put another header sort of there. I am seeing something that I'm not liking, so we might have to do a bit of trickiness in a second, but we'll get them all down first and see what it looks like, and then decide if I want to change something. They do look horribly oversized, I will say that. But that said, I do kind of like the way they sit up. There's a bit of something different in them. Okay. No, that's not bothering me as much as I thought it would. The Tuesday is just slightly longer than the others. That's okay. I'm going to leave that the way it is. Now, there was another one that was the same length. There it is. It's these ones. Yep. So I'm going to use this one to cover up the bits and pieces. And I certainly didn't mean to do it, but somehow when I stuck them all down, I kind of kept the lines in. Like the colours actually follow the whole way down, which I didn't mean to do, but has actually worked out rather nicely. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get this pocket in, because that's the really scary bit that's kind of going to overpower the rest of it, and then I can work out what the heck goes on from there. So when I say pocket, I'm really excited by this big flower. And I'm about to tear this whole bit of paper up just to get this flower out, which seems a little silly and wasteful, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to try and rescue as much of the paper as I can, because I do feel bad that I'm completely tearing this apart. So I'm just going to cut out around the flower, so then I can cut the flower out kind of like a die cut, and then I'll position it on the page and then cut it to match. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out just around the outside. I'm giving it a small sort of lip, which I can then take off later if I want to, but I want to see how it looks before I decide to cut it any closer. Okay, wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was, but that's okay. So I want it to sit, how's it go? I actually want to sit a bit lower. I think I want it to sit there, which means it's almost barely worth what I just did. I didn't think it was quite that big. Maybe we do that instead. Maybe we have the bottom and I stick it like that. We're going to do that because it's just such a waste otherwise. So I'm going to take off the bits and pieces bit because we don't need that anymore. I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen me do that way before. That's how I get rid of the dots. You just rub on them. So it's going to sit like that, and I'm just going to put some glue sort of all around the edge here. I'm actually just going to flip this over and mark sort of along here so I can cut that now, and then it will make doing this a bit easier. Alright, so when I cut that, I kind of ended up with a little lip thing, so I'm actually just going to get rid of it because I don't like it, and do the same thing over this side. Okay, so I'm going to put glue, because I'm going to cut this off anyway, I'm not really worried about that. So I'm going to put glue all the way down here. And then, even though this is going to be way too much glue, I'd rather put too much on here and get it right than not. So I've left that big chunk there. So hopefully when I stick this down, it'll be, you know, in the right spot and all. And I should be able to cut off this little bit, which I'm just going to do with scissors, just because it's only a small bit. I'm going to have to punch some holes here, but that's okay. Uh-oh, I cut into the paper. I hate when I do that. And just to test this, I might have put a little bit too much glue in, but overall it's going to do the thing I want it to do. That actually looks better than I thought it would. I was worried for a minute there that was going to look absolutely crap, but it's okay. Okay, so we're going to put the holes in first because I need to do that. Then I'm going to get the sticker book again because that had a sticker that I've been dying to use from the second I got this book. There's something really cool about this sort of leaf pattern, which is actually all through the book, and I just adore it. I'm just going to have that sitting straight up, which actually doesn't look all that straight, so I'm just going to try and manipulate it straight. There we go. And then at the top I'm going to have, so this is actually very similar to there's a die cut, not a die cut, sorry, a stamp in the stamp set of this, which I was planning on using the stamps in this a little bit more, but I think the sticker book might actually get me where I want to be without having to worry about it too much. So I'm going to stick that just there and just kind of layer that up a little bit. I don't want to put anything else on Monday because I still need to fit my Game of Thrones sticker on there, and I'm aware that I'm basically covered the whole thing. Alright, so for the footy details, I'm going to repurpose that bit of paper that I used just before. And we use that pink. This is actually turning out much more pink than blue, which is what I thought it was going to do. So I'm going to cut that down, but I think I'll put something on the top so that it's got, so I'm going to grab this border. That's the border. I'm happy with the width, I think. I think the width is about where I want it. I'm going to change it. I need to change it now. So, yeah, I think that's right. And the height I can change afterwards. So I'm going to put this stuck down like this so I can try and rescue a couple of these hearts if I want to. I never like wasting stickers. You guys know that. I'm going to put that back in the sticker book in a sec. And I'm actually, just to give this a little bit of interest, I'm actually going to cut sort of along this top if I can. I need to get my knife out. I'm going to try and do this with scissors just because I don't want to have to get my craft knife out. I just feel like it's going to be a pain to get in these little spots either way, so I'm going to try and do this with my scissors. The worst thing is I seem to be getting in and under the sticker, which is fine, but it then leaves the back side looking really horrible, which I don't want to do. That's actually not turned out too badly. And I think it's actually kind of looking really cool. Alright, so I'm going to really quickly write the footy details on there, and then that can sit in that little pocket right there. It'll obviously sit a little bit lower, but just for now I'm going to leave it at that height, and then I can cut the bit off at the end. Okay, so that's all written in, so I'm just going to cut that where I want it, and I deliberately want this to be a little bit smaller just so it sits a little bit lower. It still has all the information I need, but sits just that tinsy bit lower on the page. Alright, now I need to decorate / put some things in. So first of all, I'm going to put my Game of Thrones sticker in. Like I said, this is going to not fit because it's slightly too big. But actually, I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. It's already a little bit lifted, so it's okay. I didn't stick this down very well, which maybe I was already ahead of myself. I'm just going to stick this not under, but just so it kind of sits under. Just so it looks like it's a little bit more integrated, I guess, in the page. I think that maybe helps it. And then I need to just put in, actually no I don't. So I'm going to have, where did I put that other bit of paper? I'm actually going to recycle this other bit, have that sitting in there as well, and just have that as a to-do. So I thought there was a to-do on here, but maybe there's not. So I'm going to grab this little one here with the flags, and the same way I did the hearts at the top here, I'm just going to use this as a flaggy thing. I'm going to waste a bit of this sticker and just stick this in the middle. So that sits in there as well. So you've kind of got your footy stuff and then your to-do list, which can just sit there, and because it's a little lower, it'll sit slightly off. Game of Thrones is in. What else do I need to put in? I think I'm not going to put in my gym sticker at the moment just because I don't know when I'm going. You might be noticing right now that I have split my stickers into 2 boxes because it was too full, which is not good, but is how it's going to work. I'm just going to put it on Friday for now because it'll be somewhere. They've been Friday the last couple of weeks, so I think that's a good place to put it for now, but I know I can change it later. Alright, we need some decorative stuff. I need to use a feather. I need to use a feather in this because the feathers in this collection are just gorgeous and I adore them, and I need it to sit somewhere, not prominent, that's not the right word, but just somewhere where it looks super awesome. And that looks super awesome. And then going to put something. I need something in that corner. I don't want it to be a heart. I kind of want to put a quote in, but I don't know what kind of quote. Alright, I'm going to take that one, and the unfortunate thing is it's right in the middle of the page. So to try and avoid, wasting anything, I'm going to try and cut this out. I'm just pushing hard, but not all the way through, I hope. Yeah, that's enough. Righto. So I got it out. I just need to do a bit of a clean up on it because I didn't do the best job in the world. It's going to take up most of Friday, but that's okay. And then I just need to find, I really want to use that butterfly, but I don't want to use that butterfly if I can find something. Alright, I'm going to put some of these flowers on instead. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of them. Get it, bunch of flowers. I'm just going to scatter these just sort of around. Don't mind if I go a couple of them on the vine, but not too many. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I've still got some work bits and pieces to put in, and I kind of thought to maybe putting like some of those really big words, like when I wasn't going to do a pocket, when I thought I was going to do a flipper instead, I was going to put like the live, laugh, love right in the middle of a big flipper. But I think now that would be way too much. I think this is going to give me everything I need to have the same way I normally do. But it's obviously just a little bit different. I'm just putting things away while I'm talking to you. Sorry about that. I feel like this is a little too uncovered considering everything else is so covered. But if that's the worst of it, I think that's okay. I knew there was a butterfly somewhere. There's one there. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it alone. But that is my week using the Breathe collection from Kaisercraft. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to be subscribed to my channel and follow me on all of my social medias. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put in... Oh, see, and that's... Do you know what I've just realised? I wanted to do a big thing for Picture to Page. That was what I wanted to do so that it was a big deal on the Sunday, and now I've gone and covered it up. Oh well, I know it's Picture to Page on Sunday, so I'm just going to remind you guys that it's Picture to Page on Sunday. So if you are in the Melbourne area and you can get to Pakenham, it's on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm going to be there on Sunday, so if you want to come and hang out, I'm just going to be playing with my planner all day long. I can help you with anything you want. If you want to bring something that maybe you want some advice on or you want some help with, or if there's a project that you've wanted to try and maybe you're a bit scared to, bring along. We can try together. I don't mind failing. I fail all the time. It's fun. So come along if you can. I think entry is like $15. Entry though to Planner Alley, which is where I'm going to be, is actually free. Just to get into the main shows, $15. But you get to see all the stuff. So I don't know whether you guys think that's worth it or not, but if you want to come and hang out, that's where I'll be. If you can't come and hang out with me next Sunday, I will be putting my normal weekly decoration video up next week as well. I'm really excited about the one coming up, so I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to be subscribed to my channel and follow me on all of my socials. I'll be doing updates from Picture to Page next week as well, so if you want to follow me on Insta, that's where they will all be. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day and a great week, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!